I'm Keena Ford, and I'm the most important person in this journal because it's my journal. This is my second journal. I got a new journal because I wrote in the old one so much that I filled it right up. I actually got my new journal a few days before I finished my old one. I got it when we had to go to the bookstore so my brother Brian could get a thesaurus for middle school. I was very excited to go pick out Brian's thesaurus because I thought maybe it was a kind of dinosaur or a lizard, like a stegosaurus, which is the best kind of dinosaur. But it turned out a thesaurus is just a book of words that mean the same thing as other words. For example, some words that mean the same thing as quiet are still, restful, and silent. I told these to Brian when I was reading out of his thesaurus in the bookstore, and he told me in a very mean voice to be quiet. I found out there is no other word for thesaurus in the thesaurus. My new journal is so cool. It has a picture of clouds and rainbows and angels on the cover. Brian said, "There is no way I would ever write in a girly-looking journal like that." And I said, "Good, because it's not yours." I thought that was a pretty good one, but Brian just stuck his tongue out at me, and then Dad said it was time to go. He drove us back to our apartment in Washington, D.C., where we live with our mom during the week. On the way to D.C., we listened to the radio in Dad's car. We always listen to Dad's favorite radio station, which is just talking and no music. I think it is about the news and how much traffic there is and stuff like that. Brian used to ask if we could listen to music, and Dad said that when Brian grows up and gets a job and buys his own car, he can listen to whatever radio station he wants. Brian calls Dad's radio station, "I Know That's Radio," because when the radio people talk about the government or the news, Dad says, "I know that's right." I Know That's Radio is really boring, but it is funny to hear Dad talk back to the radio people. I am glad that I am starting my new journal today because today is a very important day. It is the day of the class elections for student council. The kids on the student council are kind of like the bosses of school activities, like the bake sale and spaghetti night. The kids on student council also get to go to meetings 3 times a year. And the meetings are right in the middle of the school day. I know all about student council because this 5th grader named Lamont, who walks me home, was on student council last year. Brian says that 2nd graders are too little to be on student council, but what does he know? I think I will be a very good helper with the bake sale and spaghetti night. And that is why I am running for student council. Running for student council doesn't mean you are really running on your 2 feet. It just means that you are trying out. There are 3 other people who are trying out, but only one of us gets to be on student council. The person who gets the most votes gets to be the delegate, and the person with the second most votes gets to be the alternate, which means that they go to the meetings if the delegate gets the flu and has to stay home or is in timeout when it is time for the meeting. The other people who are running are Tiffany Harris, Shay Jackson, and Royanne Jones. Tiffany and Shay are best friends, and Royanne is new this year. If you want to be on student council, you have to make a poster saying why people should vote for you, and then you have to make a little speech about yourself. My best friend Eric came over last night to help me make my poster and write my speech. Eric lives in the apartment right above ours. Eric is not in my class. He is in the 2nd grade class for boys. My class has all girls and no boys because our principal put boys and girls in different classrooms.